You're watching Free Speech TV.
From Pacifica, this is Democracy Now!
The most effective way to prevent terrorists and criminals from acquiring nuclear materials is through strong nuclear security, protecting nuclear materials and preventing nuclear smuggling.
President Obama wraps up an international nuclear summit in Washington, D.C., with a pledge to eliminate or safeguard all vulnerable nuclear materials within 4 years. We'll speak with political scientist John Mueller, author of Atomic Obsession, Nuclear Alarmism from Hiroshima to Al-Qaeda. Then his First Lady Michelle Obama arrives in Mexico City. A new Mexican government report finds nearly 23,000 people have been killed in the so-called drug war in the past 3 years. The most violent city in the border is the border town Ciudad Juarez. We'll speak with reporter Charles Bowden, author of Murder City, Ciudad Juarez, and the global economy's new killing fields. All that and more coming up. Welcome to Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. An international summit on nuclear security has concluded in Washington with a pledge to eliminate or safeguard all vulnerable nuclear materials within 4 years. President Obama announced the goal during his closing remarks.
I am very pleased that all the nations represented here have endorsed the goal that I outlined in Prague 1 year ago, to secure all vulnerable nuclear materials around the world in 4 years' time. This is an ambitious goal, and we are under no illusions that it will be easy. But the urgency of the threat and the catastrophic consequences of even a single act of nuclear terrorism demand an effort that is at once bold and pragmatic. And this is a goal that can be achieved.
The final statement from the 47-nation summit also outlines a voluntary action plan to combat nuclear terrorism and promises greater efforts to block non-state actors from developing nuclear weapons. But it glosses over whether to continue making weapons-grade uranium and plutonium and offers no legally binding commitments for enforcement. Obama also discussed Iran, which wasn't invited to the summit. Obama said the U.S. will continue to push for a new round of sanctions over Iran's nuclear activities.
With respect to sanctions, I think that we have a strong number of countries on the Security Council who believe this is the right thing to do. But I think these negotiations can be difficult, and I am going to push as hard as I can to make sure that we get strong sanctions that have consequences for Iran as it's making calculations about its nuclear program, and that those are done on a timely basis.
There are reports the U.S. is seeking to win China's support for sanctions by assuring it of continued oil supplies and even drilling rights in the Persian Gulf in the event Iran cuts off oil shipments. In an interview with Iranian state television, the president, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, criticized Obama's stance but said Iran remains open to talks.
نه اینکه ما دنبال دعواییم، نه ما دنبال واقعا همکاری و گفتگو ایناییم. الان هم همینطوره.
We are ready to talk and to cooperate with them if our rights, independence and honor are respected.
شخصیت ما، حیثیت ما هستی که جای خود دارد.
Acknowledging Iran will benefit both sides. As far as Iran is concerned, we are not after any confrontation.
We'll have more on the nuclear summit after headlines. Obama, meanwhile, delivered a statement on the status of peace talks between Israel and the Palestinian Authority. He said he's frustrated by the slow pace of negotiations, but appeared to pin equal blame on both sides for the impasse.
I know that even if we are applying all of our political capital to that issue, the Israeli people, through their government, and the Palestinian people, through the Palestinian Authority, as well as other Arab states, may say to themselves, we are not prepared to resolve these issues, no matter how much pressure the United States brings to bear. And the truth is, in some of these conflicts, the United States can't impose solutions unless the participants in these conflicts are willing to break out of old patterns of antagonism.
Obama made no mention of Israel's refusal to halt settlement construction in occupied East Jerusalem. The Obama administration has said it opposes the settlements, but has refused to propose cutting any of the billions of dollars in annual U.S. aid to Israel. The Israeli government, meanwhile, is accusing Syria of transferring long-range Scud missiles to the Lebanese group Hezbollah. Syria denies the allegation and says Israel's trying to divert attention from its West Bank settlement building and foil the Obama administration's plan to reappoint a U.S. ambassador to Syria for the first time in 5 years. At least 400 people have been killed and thousands more wounded in an earthquake in China's western Qinghai province. Most of the homes near the epicenter of the quake have reportedly been destroyed or on the verge of collapse. The U.S. Geological Survey registered the quake's magnitude at 6.9. First Lady Michelle Obama made an unannounced visit to Haiti on Tuesday, along with Jill Biden, the wife of Vice President Joe Biden. Obama and Biden toured a center for child victims of the January earthquake, as well as a camp for the displaced. Appearing with Haitian President René Préval, Obama said she'd brought a message of solidarity for Haiti.
My husband, the president, asked that we remind President Préval and the people of Haiti that we are going to keep standing with them. That is for sure. So I repeated to President Préval the pledge that my husband made to him at the White House during his visit last month. That is, as Haiti recovers and rebuilds, you will have a steady and reliable partner in the United States of America.
It was Michelle Obama's first solo international visit as First Lady. The trip continues in Mexico today. The White House, meanwhile, has announced President Obama will fly to Poland this weekend for the funeral of President Lech Kaczynski. The Polish president was killed along with 95 others in a plane crash in Russia on Saturday. They were in Russia to commemorate the 1940 massacre of 21,000 Poles by the Soviet secret police. In Brazil, a Brazilian rancher has been convicted of ordering the 2005 murder of the American nun Dorothy Stang. Stang spent 30 years in Brazil trying to prevent ranchers from taking the land of poor Amazon farmers. On Tuesday, the rancher, Vitalmiro Moura, was found guilty of organizing Stang's killing and sentenced to 30 years in prison. Another rancher accused in Stang's death is set to go on trial later this month. The International Committee of the Red Cross says 8 staff members have been kidnapped in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The group was seized by armed rebels Friday in the South Kivu region. In Indonesia, the environmental group Greenpeace says it's been the target of a suspected arson. A Greenpeace climate defenders camp was heavily damaged by a fire this weekend on the western Indonesian island of Sumatra. Greenpeace says the fire appears to have been set deliberately. In a statement, the group said, quote, "If this act was meant to stop our efforts to protect rainforests in Indonesia, it will not succeed." Back in the United States, Defense Secretary Robert Gates continues to reject calls for a probe into the U.S. military's indiscriminate killing of 12 Iraqis, despite video capturing the attack on tape. Last week, the watchdog website WikiLeaks released a classified U.S. military video showing a U.S. helicopter gunship firing on Iraqi civilians July 12, 2007. Gates has staunchly defended the military involved, claiming they were involved in a combat and split-second situation. On Tuesday, Gates criticized WikiLeaks for releasing the video, saying, quote, "These people can put out anything they want and they're never held accountable for it. There's no before and there's no after," he said. Nebraska has approved 2 new measures making it harder for a woman to obtain an abortion. On Tuesday, Republican Governor Dave Heineman signed bills that bar abortions after 20 weeks of pregnancy and require women seeking an abortion to first undergo screening for mental problems and other issues. If maintained, the restrictions will take effect in October. Pro-choice groups say the laws are unprecedented and will be challenged in court. Nancy Northup of the Center for Reproductive Rights said, quote, "It's absolutely cannot survive a challenge without a change to 3 decades of court rulings. Courts have been chipping away at abortion rights. This would be like taking a huge hacksaw to the rights." In Arizona, state lawmakers have approved what's being described as the harshest anti-immigrant measure in the United States. On Tuesday, the Arizona House of Representatives voted to force police officers to determine the immigration status of anyone they suspect of being an undocumented immigrant. The state Senate passed a similar measure earlier this year, and Republican Governor Jan Brewer is expected to sign it into law.